Majlis Ansarullah UK held their national Ijtema on the 29th and 30th of September and the 1st of October at the Lee Valley Athletic Centre in North London. This year's venue, the Lee Valley Athletic Centre, was selected for the Ijtema, offering excellent facilities including a large multi-purpose hall, a large car park, and sports facilities. The centre is widely known as the largest indoor and outdoor athletic facility serving South East England. The event began with the Friday sermon, led by the worldwide head of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community, Hazrat Mirza Masroor Ahmad, may Allah be his helper, from the Beth el-Futuh Mosque in Surrey, in which he addressed Majlis Ansarullah via satellite broadcast on MTA International.
Allah Ta'ala बहरहाल इनका इज्तिमा कामयाब करे और हमें हकीकी आबिद बनाए.
The three-day flagship event commenced after the Friday prayer for Majlis Ansarullah UK and its members. The Majlis Ansarullah UK event was formally inaugurated by the National President of the Ahmadiyya Muslim Community UK, Mr. Rafiq Ahmed Hayat. Respected National President performed the flag-hoisting ceremony, followed by silent prayer to mark the inauguration of the Ijtema. This year's event was themed Rights of Allah, Rights of Mankind, highlighting the community's teaching to its members around striving to seek the pleasure of Allah and service to mankind. Various sporting and academic events took place throughout the event, with participants of all ages eagerly taking part. Daily afternoon and evening prayers were offered in congregation in the large multi-purpose hall at the Ijtema site. Accommodation for the attendees was arranged at the Beth el-Futuh Mosque in Morden, where daily Tahajjud and Fajr prayers were offered. Attendees were able to take advantage and visit various exhibition areas containing knowledgeable presentations, community literature, and past event photo exhibitions. Various workshops on parenting, internet safety, Sanatul Tijarat, and others were also included. In commemoration of the Ijtema, a special group of Ansar cycled from the Fazl Mosque in Southfields to the Ijtema site and were greeted by the National Sadr Ansarullah. One of the highlights of the Majlis Ansarullah Ijtema was a series of educational and religious addresses delivered by distinguished guests and dignitaries. Respected guests included the General Secretary UK, Mr. Rana Mashood Ahmed, the Imam of the Beth el-Futuh Mosque, Maulana Naseem Ahmed Bajwa, the President of Palmer UK, Mr. Tommy Callon, Guide Tarbiyat, Maulana Zahir Ahmed, President of the Qaza Board UK, Dr. Zahid Ahmed Khan, Additional Wakil al-Tabshir, Maulana Abdul Majid Tahir, Imam of the Fazl Mosque, Maulana Atal Majib Rashid, Additional Wakil-e-Ishat, Maulana Nasir Ahmed Qamar. The National President of Majlis Ansarullah UK addressed the attendees on the third day of the Ijtema, reminding them of their responsibilities as instructed by Allah, focusing particularly on the importance of prayer.
Hazrat Masih Maud alayhi salatu wassalam says that God created man to recognize his Lord and attain nearness to him. Those who are bent upon materialistic pursuits and consider worldly pleasures to be the sole purpose of their life will only get a little respite, and soon death will overtake them. True worship of God means giving preference to His will and pleasure over everything else, and the true worship is that which is done in accordance with the commandments of God Almighty.
On the final day, the closing session of the Majlis Ansarullah UK Ijtema was chaired by the National President of the Ahmadiyya Muslim Community UK, Mr. Rafiq Ahmed Hayat. The session began with the recitation of the Holy Quran, followed by presentation of prizes to competition winners of the various sporting and academic challenges. The Ijtema report was presented by the Nazm-e-Allah, Dr. Mansoor Saki. The total attendance for the Ijtema was 2,616. The concluding address was delivered by the National President of the Ahmadiyya Muslim Community UK, Mr. Rafiq Ahmed Hayat. The respected National President reminded attendees of the importance of congregational prayers and stressed that prayer is of the utmost importance and obligatory on all Muslims.
And this is the message that Hazrat Aqdas has been giving us for some time now. That is that if we are going to be good Ahmadi Muslims, then it is very, very essential that we spend our time in supplication to Allah the Almighty. And not only that we spend our time in supplication, but we should spend our time in congregational supplication wherever possible throughout the country. Prayer is, as you heard Hazrat Aqdas in the Friday sermon saying that nobody, not even the prophets, are forgiven from even one prayer. And everyone who calls themselves a Muslim or an Ahmadi, it is obligatory upon them to make sure that they spend their time in supplication 5 times a day.
The event concluded with a congregational silent prayer led by the national president. This report is brought to you from MT International, UK studios in London.